everybody, and welcome to Rise of the Podcast. I'm Jeremy.
I'm Kara.
It's the brownie.
Oh, we're mixing it up with some...
Oh, wait. Yo soy brownie.
Oh, I was going to
Yo
say
soy.
some...
Yeah. Yo?
Yo,
Yeah, I am. Yeah, yo soy brownie.
yo, Tango, lots of topics today. Lots of
Hasta la
fun
vista?
stuff. So is it
Yeah.
episode 26? Is that right?
Is
Yeah.
it? I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
care.
26.
I think 26. Hey,
26.
that's my birthday. Well, not
Well, I'm-
recently, but the number 26.
That's as far away from your birthday as you could possibly be right now.
Right.
That's true. That's true.
Oh, yeah, actually.
So yeah, no, I am really excited for like the next month and a half. So we talked about the Star Wars trailer last month, but there's so much other sweet Star Wars content coming out. I'm so excited for The Mandalorian and Disney Plus to finally drop.
10
Like,
days.
you know, and it's just interesting because it's like right now we use an app on the TV to watch most of the TV because it has Hulu built in and everything else, and you stream 4K. It's like, is there going to be a Disney Plus app that's going to be available on the TV? Do I have to download it on my Xbox? Like, how are we going to watch this?
Oh, so it just doesn't exist as anything yet?
No. We have. You can buy your subscription at DisneyPlus.com.
Oh, did you hear? Is it Verizon? I think they're paying
Giving away
for
a free.
free year of Disney Plus.
They're trying to compete with T-Mobile.
Well, here's the thing too. They're going to pay for your first year of Disney Plus for pay for that whatever. But if you already paid for the 3 years plus 3 years or 2 years plus a free year, they'll cover the one after that.
Wow. You probably won't be a Verizon customer after that.
No, probably not.
4 years in the future. But yeah, no, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I can't believe all that bundling. So,
I know.
Chris, we were going to tell you, we just got an OK Google or whatever, a Google Home.
Yeah.
A Google Home
And
Mini.
OK Google.
And
I was
so
That's
like,
what I have. It's just
what?
like a little hockey puck.
yes,
Yep.
so if you have a Spotify subscription, Google was doing a promo where they gave you away a Google Mini.
They gave you away.
Yep.
They gave away a Google Mini for words are hard. They gave away a Google Mini for free.
Okay.
So we've been having fun. Kara was really excited, and so she hooked it up. And I don't know what your allegiance is to that Google Home, but Kara's rooting for Google, and I'm pulling for Alexa. So the past couple days, we've been pitting them against each other, and it's been really funny.
Well, okay, so Jeremy did this today. He was like, Google, what's the temperature outside? And she was like, it's 34 degrees, whatever. Then he's asked Alexa, what's the temperature outside? And she's like, it's 33 degrees with a low of 28 tonight. So then he goes and asks Google again, and Google's like, it's 34 degrees, but it actually feels like 28 degrees. Jeremy's like, wait, what?
I was like, you give me a one answer response one time, and then a completely different response another time.
I said Google's just trying to one-up Alexa.
I'm wondering if it's just like if it gets asked the same question in a short period of time, if it just adds more information.
If it
that could
extrapolates
be.
more onto
Yeah.
the thing.
It just seemed funny. It seemed like she was just trying to outdo Alexa, like, suck it.
I heard you.
Right?
I can't wait for people listening to this episode on like speakers or something
know,
because their
right?
Alexas and Google Homes are going to be going crazy.
Alexa, hey Google,
Xbox, shut off.
order everything on wish list.
Hey, knock it off in there.
Yeah.
But so then Alexa has like themed. She does like a fact of the day. She does themed music for around the holidays. There's songs that people write, and then it's in a song. So the Halloween one was really funny. So if you ask Alexa to sing you a scary song, she'll sing it. So Kara goes, "Okay, Google, sing me a scary song," and Google goes, "Oh, playing
Here's a playlist."
a scary playlist," and then it just started playing weird music. I was
Okay.
like, Alexa +1.
I would disagree. I would give that to Google. I don't want my stupid things singing to me. I want actual music.
It's fun. It's totally fun.
No, it's not.
Alexa does have. She's a little more snarky.
Yeah,
than Google.
she's got some
She's
fun
sassy.
attributes. And then
The only reason I have a Google Home is because I have Google Play Music because I have YouTube Premium.
got it.
And you can't use the Echo devices and use a Google Music
Oh,
service.
Right.
Really?
Yeah, because they're competitors.
Yeah,
Because
So is
Amazon
this-
wants you to use your Amazon Music list.
right. They will let you use Spotify.
Yeah, but they won't let you use Google Play.
Yep.
Specifically because Spotify doesn't have a in-home spy device.
So
for
on
me.
my Google Home Mini, can I play then iTunes music?
I don't think so. Probably not.
Well, does Apple have a?
Yes,
well,
HomePod.
Okay, well, then I would guess it probably not then because they're competing with each other.
It's like PlayStation and Xbox, no cross-platform playing.
Well, that's what's been fun.
Oh, well,
too
they
about-
changed that now though, but
I mean, sort of.
prior to like a month ago.
Right. But that's what's been interesting is like so they just enabled the cross play. But when we've been watching Futurama on Hulu, which is a great show, I'm totally loving that show. They have ads that run for competing streaming services, which is kind of interesting as well.
They'll take their money.
You know? And I know like Disney owns Hulu.
Does it?
Yeah.
That's
Because
one of
they-
the contributing partners, I think. I don't think they straight up own it.
Right. So it's like the whole, ESPN, ABC, Hulu, that's all bundled in underneath, or,
Well, no, but
partner.
Hulu is NBC, ABC, and Fox.
Is it all three of those?
That's what it was initially, anyway.
Okay.
It was like all the broadcast stations sort of like came together, except for CBS, I think. I could be one of the main four stations wasn't an immediate participant, and CBS has CBS All Access now anyway.
Was it?
Doesn't NBC now have their own too?
I was gonna
And
say-
ABC.
Well, ABC is going to be on Disney Plus. I would
ABC
think.
will be on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
But NBC.
But when Hulu first started, it was 3 of the 4 major networks all like bundled their stuff together.
they're bundlers.
So
But NBC's like the peacock's their logo, right?
yeah,
So they're coming out with a streaming service, and they might make theirs free. I was reading an article
Oh.
about it to offer to people who can't afford streaming services, because then they'll have another. It'd be like what Hulu was when it first came out.
How long do you think Netflix is going to last? Because I feel like every single
Forever.
You think so?
They will.
Well, I mean, I guess with their own stuff, but I feel like everybody's beginning to pull their stuff off of Netflix because they're each coming out with their own streaming service. So they want the money for their streaming service and not.
Well, that's what's interesting about Netflix is that they've really dumped a lot of money into developing their own programs, which Stranger Things is very popular,
Mm-hmm.
and they have a lot of their
They
own
do.
programs now.
They do.
I know Orange is the New Black is one.
Black Mirror is that BBC?
No, Black Mirror owns it now, the rights
Yeah.
to do that. So they've been really trying to concrete their future.
well, I think part of the reason that Netflix even got so big to begin with was the fact that it was a place you could go to just get everything.
Right.
And it's just like I hate when you fracture stuff up, and then it's like everything's gonna be everywhere, and then there's gonna be guarantee within the next 18 months, there's gonna be a company that works out some sort of deal with all of these streaming services.
Yeah.
That's some sort of big contract deal where it's like you pay them $25 a month or something, and you get access to all of the platforms
Right.
It's going to be Disney.
at one time. Well, it's going to be some third-party company. The third-party company will pay each of them a little bit less for this bundle subscription thing if you pay them more. So they'll take a
Right.
cut, and then they're all getting something, and then you feel like you're still getting a good value.
I suppose.
It's
like,
the
it's-
cable companies.
Yeah, no, it's literally exactly it is the thing. And I've made this. It's all cyclical. It started with
Right.
just broadcast television. You had 3 choices.
Right.
And then cable came out, and then it's like, oh, we have all these things. Then premium cable came out. And you could pay extra for extra channels. And then more and more channels came out, and they started bundling them in packages. So, if you wanted ESPN, you had to pay for the home shopping network, right?
Right.
And you didn't have any choice if you wanted it, right?
Yeah.
And then more and more channels come out, more different bundles come out. There's never an a la carte option. Just pick the channels that you want.
Right.
And then Netflix conglomerates everything together, and you're like, finally, I can just go and pay $8 a month or whatever it was to begin
It was
with,
hard to beat.
and watch whatever I wanted, movie, TV show, whatever.
Right.
Right. And then people are like, oh my God, they're making so much money off of this, even though everybody else that owns the IPs that are licensing them to
Right.
Netflix are still making money.
Right.
They're like, we could be making more money. We're going to start our own streaming service, and now everything's busting apart again, and you're not going to have any choice if you want to, it'll be something where it's like, if you want Hulu, you also have to pay for Spotify and for something else
Yes.
Well, Spotify pays for my Hulu right now.
Right.
for now.
For now.
But everything's gonna fracture more and more until every single the home shopping network's gonna have their own streaming service that only plays the home shopping network, and you have to pay $9 a month.
Okay, is
for
anybody
it.
going to pay for that?
Somebody will.
Somebody will.
I just use that as an example of a station that nobody wants.
I know.
Right.
Nobody wants Encore. Not one person has ever voluntarily paid for Encore. It's just part of the stupid package you get with your satellite or cable provider. Anyway, so everything's gonna break up more and more and more until people are like, I'm not gonna have 15 $5 a month subscriptions.
Right.
And they just stop doing all of it to start rotating between them or something.
Right.
And then some third party person is gonna be like, we'll make a master account. You can pick all of these things up for $35 a month or whatever, and you're going to be having digital cable.
Right.
And it's just going to be back to the same stupid crap where it's like, I don't want Amazon Prime and Hulu and Netflix and Disney Plus and this. I just want to be able to watch these 6 different shows.
Right.
Nobody cares about getting access to 99% of the stuff that's on there, but you're stuck with it because that's the only way people will give it to you.
Right.
And I hate it.
Well, the frustrating thing is, at least when there was cable as a bundle, you didn't need to log into anything to watch. It's like, now you have to log into your Hulu. You have to log into, Disney Plus. You have logins for everything.
Well, yeah, and you have to pay money for the internet to pay money to watch stuff now. It's not just like you pay for cable and it just goes straight to your TV.
Right.
Now you have to pay for the internet and then pay for your content.
Yes.
So it's like paying, it's I hate it.
They've got us. But yeah, Netflix, when it first came out, it was nice because you could get most everything on Netflix. And it was
Okay, hold on. Let's rewind that. You had to order your discs to come in.
When it first started the streaming, when it was making the transition.
Okay, so you're talking streaming. You're not talking original Netflix.
Well, the original Netflix you could get, or you could order everything.
Yeah, there was
Right, but
very,
then you
very
have-
little you couldn't get. So now you're like, I have to wait 2 days to watch something outrageous. Back then, that was
Right.
fast.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, I want to watch this one. They'd send it to you. You'd get it. You'd send it back.
That was nice, though, is you built a queue. So when you did send stuff back, you didn't have to think about what you wanted to watch next.
And then it would anticipate, like, if you were, like, if it was something where it's like you'd watch it and send it back immediately, they'd already start sending your next things out. So eventually got to the point where, like, my mom did that where, like, we'd get the stuff, we'd watch it, we'd send it back right away. So it's like every single day we would have something new coming because they would
cool.
anticipate the return stuff coming back. So it was...
I like it now, though. I can binge watch everything I want. And, so I've been watching The Great British Bake Off on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
And they have been uploading 1 episode a week. So now I've been waiting all week for it. And
That's how Disney Plus is going to be
no, I know, but
with their shows. They're going back to a...
It's just on-demand scheduled programming.
Yep.
It's just a hybrid of streaming and regularly scheduled stuff, but you don't need to watch it at 7 p.m. on Thursday.
True.
It's just at 7 p.m. on Thursday. Now you can watch it whenever you want.
Right. Well, the fun thing was for Netflix back in the day when it had more to offer, I was at the point in my life where if it wasn't on Netflix, I was okay with not watching it, which was a really good feeling because it was like, hey, I didn't feel obligated or anything like that. There were shows I didn't need to watch. Now there's shows that I really like that I have to. That was so in my lifetime. I've had Netflix, Hulu, not all at the same time, but I've had Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime. I've had HBO for Game of Thrones.
I was going to say, Jeremy, we have all of those right now.
We don't have like HBO and then Amazon Prime. I never took seriously because it just was an addition to having Amazon Prime for shipping and for other reasons, like for using Amazon. So that was always a thing. But then they're stepping up their game. So the Lord of the Rings show that's coming out, that's going to be on Amazon.
I think they've signed on for 7 seasons.
So
Dang. That's a big upfront commitment.
Right, it is.
I'm stoked.
And then maybe they have the GT, which is, Jeremy Clarkson. I love that show for the car aspect of it.
It's literally the only show I watch on Amazon.
Is it really?
Prime.
Yeah.
Man in the High Castle.
Was good until I had a hard time with
Is
season
good.
3.
I think, okay, so that when season 3 came out, what else came out that same season? Or that same year? Because I remember we were watching and you're like, "Meh."
I was salty about both.
It's like salty, like this is, Stranger Things too.
No, it wasn't Stranger Things. Well, that might have been, but I know for a fact it was Westworld.
Yeah, it was Westworld. Jeremy,
Westworld season 2
we
is-
couldn't watch anything and he was like, oh, this is stupid. I didn't understand any of it. I was stupid.
Westworld season 2 is really bad.
It was not that
It's
bad.
bad. It's bad.
No.
Let me comment
Haven't
below
seen-
and let us know what you think of Westworld season 2.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
Jeremy's salty beef.
So can we address another thing?
Yes.
About, like, this is just going to be the complaining about television podcast. And, like, so this is just another thing that makes me mad. Is like, so let's say, for example, I watched Last Week Tonight on the internet,
Yes.
on YouTube, because they'll put their episodes up on there, right?
Right.
And so, like, and YouTube will give you the option, you can buy the season for $25, right? It's like, awesome, but I would never pay $25 for 20 episodes of something,
Right.
And I understand, like, some people like having a digital collection or whatever, but there's every single service that allows you a digital download of something does not guarantee that it'll always be there, right? So I'm paying
Right.
$25 to watch something that I'm already watching for free that I might not be able to have access to in the future. And there's sort of, and in particular, that show's one that you're not going to rewatch 20 times.
Right.
But sort of like extrapolating from there, it's like, so I can pay $25 to own, let's say, like 20 episodes of South Park, right?
Right.
Or I can pay $7 a month and watch every episode of South Park whenever I want on Hulu. Right? And it's like, why don't they prorate the price of these things to be like, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, I understand, like, if you want to buy the DVDs or something, like, it costs $35 for the season or something, right? But then you have them forever. As long as you have access to a DVD player or a Blu-ray player or whatever, you'll always be able to watch it, right? So it's like, I feel part of that, and then there's the physical production cost and shipping and all the logistics that go into that, right?
Yep.
So I don't understand why they charge basically the same price to get the digital version that's not guaranteed to exist forever. You need an internet connection to watch.
Well, that's been the problem too. Is so they used to come out with Voodoo codes and Movies Anywhere codes and Disney's codes when you'd buy the DVD. You'd get access to the digital media, but then again, you need to log into. So you already have all your streaming services. Now you need to have. Now they tried to pick one, and that's called Movies Anywhere. But like all the free digital codes, if you didn't log in to Vudu by a certain date, which is already passed, so sorry if you're just finding this out now. If you didn't log in and merge your library on Vudu with Movies Anywhere, your Vudu movies are gone. Of course yeah. I don't want to lose my access to my digital movies.
Yeah, well, and then like, so the ultimate point that I'm getting to is like, it would be nice because like there's like 10 shows that I care about, right? I don't want to watch every single thing that's on Crime TV. I want to watch Forensic Files. Right. You know, so it's like, why can't I do something where it's like we have the technology to be like, here's all the shows that I want to have access to. Right? What is the licensing fee for an individual person on a per season basis to be able to get just the stuff I want? You know, it's like, I don't care about 99% of TV, but they force you to, like, you have to gain access to everything. Right. To get the one thing that you want. It's just like, it's such a frustrating experience. Like, if I had to pay money to watch the Grand Tour on top of my, I would not watch it. I would never have watched it.
Well, here's what they should do. So, who was it that we used to get our files for the music video, the pictures?
Oh, Artlist.
What?
Oh, Shutterstock.
Shutterstock. I feel like they could almost do that. Be like, for $5 or $10 or whatever, you can get 10 shows. And then you just pay X amount more for the different shows that you want.
Yeah, the problem is because it's 20,000 different corporations own the licensing to these things, and they all want you to go to their stupid service.
Yeah. Right? Because it's a flexing in the numbers that they can use to leverage against investors and you know, things like that.
Yeah, it's like to set their ad rates if they're going to do advertising on there. And like, so that's the one thing I hate ads on freaking Hulu.
I know.
I'm already paying you.
Did you see what they started to do?
No.
Oh.
There's pause ads, and now there's just straight up overlay ads.
Yeah, it'll be an overlay ad. They're like, do you need a break? And it will like pop up with
it doesn't
an ad
pause your
inside.
show. You're literally watching. Half the screen gets taken up. I've seen Charmin like ultra wipes.
Yeah, you see like the big.
And it's like,
red bears.
Do you need a
like,
break? Go to the bathroom, and we've got you covered.
Literally, why I canceled my Hulu subscription is because of stuff like that. I never got to that point, but it's like, so you can pay.
It just started happening.
You can pay whatever it is, like the base level of it is like $10 a month or something, right? Yep. Or if you pay $25 a month, you get no ads.
Right. I wonder if we paid. If we ended up getting like the no ads, if Spotify would pay that base, so we just had to pay the X amount extra.
I've wanted to look into it, but I don't want to end up like getting a whole subscription to Hulu because I don't want it.
Yeah.
You know?
So that's the one thing I'll say about Netflix. Up to this point, they have not made you watch ads.
They're thinking about it.
I know, and it's just
Are they really?
I will delete my account because that's the principle of it.
You know, okay, so when cable first came out, there was no ads on cable because you're paying a cable subscription fee.
Right.
And people were like, we're going to start putting ads too because we're going to take all the money. And like, I get it. Advertising basically is the entire economy at this point.
It is. It is.
Right? It's the reason that I have a job.
Right.
You know, and it's like in most things, if you're not making something or being the place where it's sold, you're advertising. Everything else is 100% of everything, or I guess there's hospitality. So it's like if you're not like baseline infrastructure, so if you're not providing a place for a person to go to a hospital, eat, sleep, or purchase something, you're advertising.
Right.
So I get it. It's fine. But it's just so freaking much.
Right.
Right. So I would much rather, and Hulu had done this. It's like watch a 2-minute ad. You can watch the whole thing without ads in the middle of
know.
it.
Yep.
I'd much rather do that because I can just hit play on the thing
Yep.
and walk away from my computer for 2 minutes.
Right.
Yep.
Make a sandwich, get a drink of water, do whatever, and then come back and then not be interrupted.
It's going to end up being like that episode, though, of Black Mirror where you had to watch, and if you didn't watch, it would pause until you did.
Yeah.
What was the name?
Is that the one where they had like the
They're on
point
bicycles?
system?
Yeah, the points, yeah.
That was a great episode.
Yeah.
It was, it
it's going
was.
to end up being like that. Oh, we realized you weren't watching anymore.
Yeah, if you don't have
Well-
your TV top like facial recognition monitoring software.
Now we're hitting on 1984 levels. The book 1984 is about the Orwellian society where they use the TV to monitor you and everything that you do. So you can't have freedom of thought and freedom of speech and all this other stuff. And the guy that plays in The Princess Bride that drinks the poison but dies. you know,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Inconceivable.
And that guy, he
I do not think that word means what you think it means.
does not. I mean, I'm 99% positive it was him but I just saw an article that
Sean Wallace is that guy's name, by the way.
he refuses to have a TV because of how much 1984 influenced him. So he doesn't even watch TV or have a TV
Interesting.
because of like the fact he doesn't want his TV to spy on him. And then I'm talking about Pitt and Google at home and
Well, then,
Alexa.
yeah, no, so that's yes,
You know?
and so just so in YouTube even I feel like YouTube Premium is necessary to watch stuff on YouTube. There's some
I'm
things,
about this close to getting it. I really am.
When I am at work and I open this is going to be completely unnecessary information, but it's going to make sense in a second. When I'm at work, we use YouTube to upload videos unlisted to show to clients and stuff, right? It's just a
Right.
really fast, easy way to get like approval
And
on
everybody
spots.
has it.
Yep,
So it's like-
yeah, everybody has access to it, whatever. When I'm logged in, so I'll do that in an incognito window because I'm always logged into my regular YouTube on my
Right.
main browser thing because if I want to look up a tutorial or something, I don't want to sit through a bunch of ads. When I confuse which window I'm in and I'm watching something and I'll see like there'll be videos that are like 20 minutes long that have like 15 of those yellow
Yes.
stripes for like ads.
Yep.
Get the heck out of here.
I know.
Yep.
That's
I agree.
absurd.
I
like,
agree.
and YouTube gets a huge chunk of that. Like, so I get that they're trying to run a bunch because the people that are making the stuff want to get compensated
Right.
for it.
Right.
And it just seems like there's got to be a system that allows people that are the creators of content to be able to monetize it without just bombarding people with advertisements. Because there's a ton of shows that I love watching on YouTube that once I realized how many ads they actually run, it's like I would never have watched it. I would have seen that and immediately
Right.
closed that window.
Right.
Well, that's like I watch a lot of makeup tutorials and fashion shows and stuff, and yeah, like you'll end up watching like 10 or 12 different ads within, like you said, 20 minutes. It's ridiculous.
It's crazy.
It's overwhelming. It's like, ooh, and half the time it's stuff I don't even care about.
Well, see,
Yeah.
That's what's been fun. Since we started doing this, I never used to, I mean, I'm being honest here. I used to never even have the YouTube app on my phone. I didn't watch that much YouTube at all. It was only for a baseline tutorial, which didn't require me for having an account. I would just look up how to do something quick, use YouTube, and then be done with it. I never made an account. But now that I've actually latched on to like a couple content creators that I enjoy, and I have my own account where I'll use all my subscriptions and actually do it, I love seeing like the notifications and stuff light up for the people that I'm interested in watching. It's like, oh, YouTube's a really cool like content platform to where I'm okay with giving up like TV and stuff like that now because I prefer watching content creators. But it's the same thing. Without YouTube Premium, it's like you get bombarded with ads.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
You know?
and the same thing too because I used to use Spotify free, right?
Yep.
When I'm like listening to music and it just sort of like the ads or whatever. I was like, it's like radio, that's fine, right? And then once I got my free Google Play thing with my YouTube Premium, and I just rebuilt my playlist in there. When I switched back to Spotify, it was like alarming how many ads they actually put in. It's like you
Yeah.
get one or two songs, then an ad.
Yep.
And
Or
it's
you
like
can't skip after a certain point.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
you get like 3 or 4 skips like an hour or something.
Yeah.
And
And
you
it's,
can't pick the song you want to listen to.
yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's pretty
Well,
crazy.
okay, so at the first hygiene job I worked, they didn't have like office music playing or anything, and so I would just log into my unpaid for Spotify account, and there would be ads throughout the whole entire thing, and some of them were
Not appropriate for a work
not
environment.
appropriate for
Yeah.
work. And
Feeling bloated? Try Gasic.
well, no,
You know?
the most common one was like tampon ones.
Oh my goodness.
And so, like, I'd be sitting there cleaning some dude's teeth, and then that would pop up, and I was like, Okay. And so I was like,
Well, it's so funny
finally
too.
I
'Cause,
started paying for it.
advertisements based off of our information is different to you and me than it is to like what it's
Yeah,
it's
no,
targeting
exactly.
ads. So
Well,
it's
okay,
like, well,
how would you guys feel though if like if your hygienist was cleaning your teeth and all of a sudden like a tampon ad came on? Would you be like,
I'd be like,
Right.
you should get YouTube Premium. It comes with a free game. I am the biggest spokesperson for that because
Yeah.
it's just a good or anything where you get something for free when you pay for something else. So just for me, it's a good deal. But yeah, like getting like it would obviously be a super awkward situation if that came up.
Yeah.
Or like similarly, it's like got an itchy man areas, get
Right.
this balm. It's just ridiculous. But so actually, so like speaking of like switching to like watching more stuff on YouTube and stuff, my TV predates the HD TV upgrade
yeah.
thing, so it does not have an internal HD antenna.
Receiver thing, yeah.
So I would need to get like the box and the antenna to be able to watch TVs. And I just said I don't watch broadcast TV anymore. I haven't watched broadcast TV since 2013.
We're in the same boat.
boat?
The boat.
No, same. Like I think.
Well, this is really going to enrage you. So my mom has cable TV, and now you can't even watch. You cannot use the internal tuner in the antenna because they encrypt the signal now. So you have to pay $3 to $5 more a month per TV you have in your home to have the decryptor to decrypt the cable signal.
That's
What?
And then what the problem my mom ran into is she used to love TiVo, which was a big deal because then all the cable companies have their own HD whatever on demand recorder. So if you can still use your TiVo. So in order to get the encryption, you have to get a card that slides into the back of your TiVo to be the decryptor. So you can't even you can't even own your own
popping in a blank VHS.
Yeah.
Record I swear our first
I used to have to music, make
edition
a
of Home
mixtape.
Alone.
Yeah.
The first edition of Home Alone we had, it was on the TV, commercials and all.
Yep.
Granted they cut out half the movie because you had to make room for commercials.
This program
but-
has been trimmed. To
it's been
not-
formatted to fit the time and space allowed.
Yep. Which
but
is
yeah,
pretty
I
crazy.
think you could record whatever the heck you wanted to record. It didn't matter.
Well, so that was
you
a
know?
big deal. Like historically, they, I believe, Sony had the Betamax and somebody else had the VCR.
Betamax.
standard.
Isn't that Big Hero 6?
Yeah, it's also a video.
it
tape.
was-
No,
the-
I know, but Betamax, I'm pretty sure is
Bayomax.
Bayomax, sorry.
Yeah,
not
it was, so
Betamax.
they were competing magnetic tape recording media, and when they first came out, television studios were like freaking out because they're like, "Oh, we're going to lose all of our revenue because everyone's going to be recording blah 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 blah," and I can't remember specifically what happened. But it went to the Supreme Court, and they had there was they had to make a ruling saying that you are allowed to use a personal recording device to record television in your own home. It's illegal to redistribute it and stuff like
Right.
that, but there's nothing that stops you from being able to record stuff off of the television
Right.
and stuff. And that was a huge deal. And it's the same when all the TiVo or any type of DVR service, it's just the digital version of that.
That's all it is.
It's really just that, and people were treating it like this remarkable new technology. It's replacing this magnetic tape media, which is
Right.
a
A hard
digital,
drive.
hard drive storage. It's the same thing basically. You have just a spinning disc or a solid state drive
Yep.
instead of taped or reel to reel tape.
Yeah.
And it's just and even in principle, they're a lot closer than I think people realize in terms
They're-
of the technology
yes, right.
needed for it. But
whoa, rip something off the internet now and you're in trouble.
yeah,
You wouldn't download a car,
yeah.
but
Who
that's the
used-
distribution thing. But
Who
yeah,
used LimeWire back in the day?
I mean, everybody.
right. To
And
download,
if you say you didn't, you're lying.
Yeah, or were born in the year 2001.
Okay, that's true. That's true.
well, that
too.
was a funny. So in the Futurama episode where they download celebrity personalities off of
Kidnapster.
Kidnapster. And there's also the episode where the professor goes and throws in a movie and it's a giant DVD, just a giant one. which
Well,
is
and then it
really
ends
funny.
up being like a hologram almost.
Oh yeah, holotapes. That's
Yeah.
what it was.
Yep.
It was Bender's.
something.
No,
but-
not Zoidberg's. Zoidberg's great. uncle
Oh
or
yeah,
something
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
That's the one I was
Oh yeah,
thinking.
Harold
Yeah.
Zoid.
Harold
Yeah.
Zoid.
Yeah.
But it's a phonograph or whatever, and then it came out of the thing on the.
Yeah, like the old projector style
Yeah.
thing. Or yeah,
I
know
love how it was
exactly
a
what you're talking
silent film, but it was clearly in our future.
about. Yeah.
Oh, he was a silent hologram movie star of the time.
Right?
But yeah, there's all that stuff. It's really frustrating. Hopefully we'll work to a point where like people. I did a lot of. I don't want to say like research, but I learned a lot about this like when I was in college, like doing like media studies stuff. And like you talked about binge watching. Binge watching wasn't a thing until like 2012.
Right.
Right.
Like so, and now it's like the preferred way that most people take in content,
Which is
And,
crazy.
Yeah, it's
Because it's such a time sink. It's such a commitment.
Well, at that point, like binge watch, I would binge watch shows when I was in college.
Well, if you
2008,
bought, like, a box
2009,
set or something,
on
but
Hulu, but it was old TV shows. So like McHale's Navy and Hogan's Heroes and stuff like that. Old movies or
Yeah.
old TV shows. And so they had all of them on there. But I mean, so at that point, they were releasing weekly for new stuff, weren't they?
I think so. I don't know when Hulu. I don't know exactly when Hulu came out because like.
It was definitely prior to 2008 because I had it at that point.
Not
Well, no,
2008.
because
Yeah,
YouTube
2008.
YouTube didn't start offering streaming at all until 2007. Netflix started streaming in 2008.
So maybe it was 2009 because I was at Northwestern between 2008 and 2010, and I had Hulu while I was there.
So,
I'm looking.
but yeah, it's anyway.
Kara was right.
Boom! You don't hear that very often.
2007. Hulu's been around since 2007. October 29th, 2007. It's 12
Oh,
years
it
old.
just hit its 12th birthday.
Happy birthday, Hulu!
Dang.
You
No,
jerks.
yeah. I was gonna say stupid ads. Get those ads off my screen. Get off my lawn.
Yeah.
Well, even like, was Hulu free at first, or you
No.
always paid for it, but you didn't get the ads?
I don't think it had ads initially.
Right.
It might have. I don't remember.
I don't think
didn't
it
have
did.
it right away either.
Because I remember not being super frustrated with it. But we, like Jeremy and I, when we're watching Futurama, you get the ads in there.
It's
And
ridiculous.
I looked at Jeremy the other day and I was like, how did we live with commercials?
Well,
But
it's
then
a,
there
it's
was-
a huge waste of time. The show
It
is
is.
22 minutes, but you stretch
You end
it
up
out to
spending, like, a half hour.
Yeah, 8 minutes of ads for
Right.
22 minutes of television.
well, that's the exact way it is on broadcast.
Yeah, it was
it's
true.
like they just replaced the broadcast breaks with the digital breaks.
yes.
Yeah.
And
Well,
yeah,
It's brutal. It's brutal.
I was joking with Jeremy. I was like, do you remember being kids? And when the commercial came on, you were running, you were getting popcorn,
Yeah, that's
you were
true.
going to the bathroom, and like as soon as the show came back on, you were screaming, "It's on!"
Yep.
You know?
I remember that for sure. But so back to like so YouTube. You were telling me back in the day before you had YouTube Premium, if you had content creators you really enjoyed, Chris would actually watch the entire or let it play at least, not watch it per se.
Yeah.
Right.
But just out of respect to the content creator, so they got a little bit more of a kickback for the ad rather than just skipping through it.
Yeah, because the amount of like any pre-roll ad that is up, like the further you're into it, you get the more reward the creator gets.
Okay.
So, but the nice thing about YouTube Premium is they get basically credit as if I had watched every ad
Right.
for it. So it's like I feel fine the fact that I'm not seeing any of the ads because they're still getting something
Right.
for it because
Right.
it's a premium view versus a regular
So
view.
I know,
Right.
like a lot of times they'll let you skip after 5 seconds. Mm-hmm. How much do they get for that 5 seconds?
Not a lot.
Okay.
A penny.
So like
So,
they get
not even that. I think it's like
something.
it's like the old rate. This could be completely dated information, but the old rate used to be something like $1 per 1,000 views. So
Yeah.
it's like it would be like for
Oh,
every 10
dang, so
views
like
you
a
get a
tenth of a
cent.
cent.
Yeah.
Dang.
So if we
So
were getting
it's-
paid for the parody video, all the time, effort, money that I do not want to disclose that we put into that video, we get $5.
Yes.
Yes, guys.
Lincoln.
Yes. We are slaying it.
Well, so something that kind of makes me mad about YouTube too is prior to I think about a year ago, there was no monetization threshold you had to hit. You could monetize immediately as long as you
Really?
hit these like standard guideline things or whatever. They didn't have the you need 1,000 subs and 4,000 watch hours thing.
That's that recent?
Yeah, it's not that long. Maybe it was like 2 years ago or something, but they haven't. That's a relatively new occurrence in the YouTube landscape.
I guarantee you that the
Because
reason
like
for that
10 of my
is
old
to-
channels had had monetization,
Well,
and I had earnings reports and everything from the things, and I think across 20 channels I'd earned like $1. And like there's a certain minimum threshold you'd have to earn from them before they'd actually send
Pay
you a
you,
check.
yeah.
And I never even got close on any of those things. But yeah, so like that's the threshold for monetization is a relatively new occurrence on
Interesting.
YouTube.
I wonder if it's because there's so many creators out there now. They're like, well, let's kind of scale it back here.
It's probably easier for them than having to track all this stuff for 100 million channels. They only have to do
Right.
it for like 1 million channels.
Right.
Right. Nope, I
So-
get it. And
Makes
then not
sense.
to
I mean-
mention to it, you know,
It gives you a goal.
right. Well, I mean, it gives you a goal, but I mean, it culls, it makes you commit. So if you're going
Right.
to make videos, because they're hosting your videos, and it probably costs a lot of revenue to host all the videos and everything like that. So
Yeah, like
if
in terms
people
of
try
like,
it and then it's not working out and they quit, at least they're not have to upload those videos anymore. And
yeah, like in terms of like platform and the democratization of like making media and stuff like that, like I love YouTube. There's things about it that I don't like.
right.
But like, yeah, shout out to people that are watching this on YouTube.
You come to the right place.
You found it in the one place where you can actually watch it.
Right.
But it's people come ever since I've been on YouTube, because I've been basically watching YouTube since it really came out.
Right.
Like I was on the very tail end of the era where you had to download them to watch.
Oh,
And
yeah.
like because it switched to streaming. I'm 99% sure it's 2007 they switched to streaming.
Yep.
And the buffer times, oh my goodness!
Back
for
in
like
the day.
a 144i video, it was anyway, just being old and ranting about technology.
Premiere Pro 1.5.
Yep, I still have that disc,
Crazy.
the light scribed disc with all the stuff right on it. I
Yep.
still have it somewhere.
With a horse on it.
Yep,
Galloping.
but since the beginning, people have been complaining that YouTube's breaking and like it's gonna die or whatever. And it's like, and people readapt and stuff. And like, is it harder for people to like start out on a platform now that there's so much saturation? Because like there were only a handful of like big YouTubers like back in the
Right.
06, 07, 08 era, and then like and they've fallen off. And yeah. It's like some are still around. Like there's new people. People have come and gone. People have used YouTube to launch into other program or other
Right.
platforms and stuff. So like, I feel like as long as you understand the platform a little bit, and it's a place where it's a great place to put your stuff for people to try and find it.
Right.
And it's like, and the rules change. They change the way that they pay for stuff or pay out for stuff, and like, there's always gonna be like annoyance with the system, but this isn't something like it's better than nothing. Is what
Right.
that sort of like devalues it a little bit, but. You don't need to go and get a distribution deal with Netflix or Hulu or something. It's a place people can go, and you can just put your content there and get people to see it.
To me, it is what the internet represents. It really is. It is a platform where if you upload a video, you truly have the reach of 90% of the internet. Theoretically, well,
But
not-
depending on where, like, because there are countries where like YouTube's
yeah.
banned,
but you have a large share of the market.
Right.
yeah, well, you have the
That
large
you can-
potential to engage with.
Correct. Versus like if you use like Vimeo or just upload to your website, that's not where people go to watch videos. I mean, they do, but
To a much less extent.
Right.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
Vimeo is a lot more for like I prefer the video quality on Vimeo because they don't compress the crap out of it.
Right.
I get YouTube, you get 20 hours of content uploaded every 3 seconds or whatever.
Right.
So it's like you got to make it fit somewhere. But at the same time, it's like I have a premium subscription. Maybe let me upload my videos in a less compressed format.
right.
It's true.
So, but all that aside, I was like, I really do like Vimeo. That's where I put all like my demo reel and stuff, so like people can actually see it and look at nice.
Right. Well, that's why I was watching, making videos for Instagram, and then this one YouTuber was just ranting about like he gets why videos on Instagram are important, but the resolution on Instagram is garbage for videos. It's like it's the second or third most watched place for videos. But,
Instagram is?
Yeah. And so it's YouTube, then it's either like Facebook / or which owns Instagram, but it's like Facebook and then like Instagram. So I think it's the third
Really?
most watched place. And their resolution size was it 640 by 640 or something? for
Yeah,
videos?
something like that.
Something crazy. And then when you do upload them too, they have a maximum bandwidth cap, bit rate for the video, and it's garbage. It is truly garbage. So it's like teeny tiny little postage stamp.
Teeny tiny little living space.
Well, so actually, I don't know how I would be able to show people this in an easy way, but there's videos out there that'll show you why bitrate is important. And so basically, remember that coconut video that we were looking at earlier,
yeah.
and why it looks so crappy is because the bitrate on that camera is pretty low. So it's shooting 1,000 frames a second, but it's got really crappy bitrate, so like it gets really janky and artifacty once you start getting a lot of change over time because the bitrate it basically looks at the image and then the compression determines if there's any change in that image. And then, so it's the bit rate determines how adaptable it is to change over time.
Yep.
So it's like, I can't remember. I literally just watched a video by somebody that was really, really good where they re-uploaded and downloaded the same video to YouTube like 1,000 times. and it shows like what happened to the audio and video quality with it being compressed and downloaded and recompressed and re-downloaded every single time. It was very, very fascinating. So like stuff in the background that didn't move looked great for hundreds of generations, but like him moving around and talking looked terrible like within.
Because it kept getting compressed because
Yeah.
it's changing.
Yeah, so it's like, and then like if he'd sit still for a second, all of a sudden it would like snap in and it'd look really good, and then he'd move and it'd be like,
Right.
but it's just so when you get like heavy compression like that, it really can affect the quality of your video if you have a lot of stuff happening in the frame.
Right.
So like something like this isn't necessarily affected super terribly by compression
Yeah,
because it's relatively
right.
static.
R2 doesn't move. Us would be moving over time, but this would always be remaining clear. But if you think about it, in essence, that just turns into a still.
Yeah, no, that's
Nothing-
exactly. It just references that same thing over and
Yep.
over again until it changes, and then it's like goes insane for a second until it gets back to.
So if we wanted to like mess with the compression, we could change the lighting on it as
Mm-hmm.
we were filming and like have a gradient thing where we like slowly change through a cycle of colors. That would create a bigger file size because that's continuously changing as we're shooting versus, you know, you're flying the drone and you get all this different stuff going on constantly. If you add in every movement,
Yep.
they're bigger files and bigger, you know, because
Yeah, you need a higher bit rate to be able to capture all the fidelity. So that's one of the things that people like. So the processing power of your camera has to be able to handle the amount of stuff too.
Right.
So it's like there's technology inside the camera that needs to be able to deal with it, and then obviously when you're exporting your thing, there's bitrate settings and stuff that you have to hit certain targets on to make sure it's actually going to capture all of that data. And then of course there's the final compression on whatever platform you're going on. So like we did that chart for the Data is Beautiful where we saw for the first Lego time lapse we did. We
I
went
love
from like 675 gigabytes, and the final file you could download from YouTube is 62 megabytes.
Yep.
You know, so it's
Massive
like,
difference.
you know, so granted the file that we uploaded wasn't that big, but like between editorial R compression to output to a video file, then uploading to YouTube and their final compression, you lose 99.9% of all that data to this final little rastered file that doesn't like, it looks good, but it doesn't look nearly as good as it does on my computer where I edited it, you know?
Let's put it in the terms of money. So if 60 megabytes would be the equivalent of 60 grand, 662 gigabytes, is that 662 million?
That'd be billion.
Billion?
Yeah, because
Would
it's
be
1,000. So we went from megabytes to gigabytes to.
It was-
Or no, we were gigabytes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah.
I think that's the transformation.
Yeah.
I think it would be, so you could buy a house for $60,000 or you could buy a house for,
750 million.
yes. That's a big, I think that's
Yeah.
the
So
correct
your
math.
square footage is so much bigger in a $750 million house as opposed to a $62,000 house.
So just kind of a crazy thing.
Yep.
But,
Can
and
you
I think we can wrap up on that.
Yeah. Thanks for listening to us complain about television and technology for 45 minutes.
I want to know what you think. I want
I
to know
think a
what-
lot of people are going to agree with us.
Well, no, I want to know about like Alexa and Google Home too.
Oh,
I want to know
yeah.
that, like,
Oh,
what you
bring it
think.
all
we
the
should
way
do
back.
a poll.
Do a poll.
We can
put it
do
on
a
the
poll.
Facebook page. Yeah.
Well, you can do polls on YouTube.
Can you?
Can you?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do a poll.
Yeah, so there's, give me a left-hand point up there. There's going to be a poll right there. Vote. Which do you think is better, Alexa or Google Home?
And if we set off,
Yeah, the
if we
Echo or
set-
the Google Home.
if we set off your smart devices, I apologize.
I don't.
Alexa, hey Google.
Hey, Google, subscribe to Rise of the Podcast.
I was just about to do that, Chris. I was about to say that.
Anyway, if you're not already subscribed to our channel, you should go ahead and do that. Or ring the notification bell, get updates every time we upload a video. Comment below, participate in this crazy conversation we're having. And if something happened on my, oh my God, my phone is just going insane with the OK Google stuff because I have the Google Assistant on there. Oh my goodness. Well, comment down below. And if you like this video, go ahead and give it a like. I have like a paragraph of text on my phone that I have to delete now. Anyway, all that being said.
May the force be with you.